Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially over the 1/3 mark of the 2025 F1 season. And if you thought this year was going to be predictable, well, we've got a lot of surprises, haven't we, already this year? Good Lord. Now, forget the standings for a second. Forget the media hype. Because all eyes, all engines are pointed at one place this weekend. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, Montreal, baby. The Canadian Grand Prix. It's fast, quite technical. It's brutal on mistakes. Oh, that's what we love about this. And it's the moment where the championship narrative can either stabilize or it could blow right open. This isn't just a race, lads. This is a war of rhythm, precision, and nerve. And we're here to unpack it all. From Verstappen's last chance pressure to the knife-edge strategies, lads, to that brutal race-defining casino hairpin. Because that's where it could all be won in qualifying and racing. So buckle up. This ain't just a preview. It could be the turning point of 2025 season.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front from fifth all the way to the lead in lap one.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter. Walsh. All right, let's address the elephant in the garage. Shall we say that? So Max Verstappen, he's not out of this. All right, he's trailing. Yes, he is, but he ain't out. Say what you want about early season inconsistencies. A couple of shaky Saturdays are the whispers about Red Bull's changing dynamic, lads. He's still maxing Red Bull and Montreal. This circuit rewards exactly what it brings. Aggression, brake feel, instant transitions, left, right, left, and fearless corner exit. And here's the twist. This isn't 2023 or 2024. The grid has leveled. And McLaren is bloody legit. McLaren has found rhythm again. Ferrari, well, they're Ferrari, always there to make things interesting, kind of, or tragic. Don't even know where to go with them, but you'd never rule them out, would you? Especially in a place like Canada. And I don't think their car is going to really struggle around this place. So now it's no longer who's fastest over one lap. It's really who can survive the most punishing rhythm on the calendar. Now, this track, guys, it isn't your average stop. It's a hybrid, part street circuit, part permanent track, and it's deceptively simple. But like all great illusions, the devil is in the detail, and that's so true about this place. Let's break it down. You've got high-speed straights, demand power, and low drag. You've got quick-fire transitions, left, right, left, right, left. Very, very important. Rewards sharp hands and responsive rear end, and most of all, a really sharp front end. Because you've got to go. If you're going in a left, you've got to get that car into a right-hander as fast as you can. And then there's the jewel, the casino hairpin. It ain't just a corner, it's a reset point. Get out of there slow and you'll watch 2/10 probably down go, just piss away from you down the back straight. Nail it, you're flying. And literally rocketing into that final chicane with momentum and purpose. This track is chess at 200 mile an hour. And every driver knows, especially when you get up to the Wall of Champions, this can separate the brave from the brilliant. Okay, let's talk drivers. Now, let's talk narratives. Let's talk tension. So, Max, he's lurking, he's calculating, he's eyeing Montreal like a lion in a tall grass, man. And this is the race that kind of suits the Red Bull car, especially this year, because they're struggling. Their transition, right to left, left to right, that is a very, very important feature in that Red Bull car. And that's where they dominate. That's where they're really, really good. Now, they then, if the transition isn't there and it's more rhythm-timed corners, then they do struggle. But here in Canada, you've got transition and then you've got straights. So this could work for them very, very well. And he knows that if he wins here, he's got a good chance to just claw himself back in the fight. Like, he's inside the head of every other driver, except for Piastri, maybe. Now, let's make no mistake about this. Last year, we saw Verstappen to dominate. Now, we saw Norris come in with a late charge in the game. A very late charge. Now, Verstappen has an early charge to get there. So I know you're probably saying, come on, Peter, you're being very optimistic. I don't even like Verstappen. I don't even want him to win. But I'd love to see the three drivers battle it out. All it takes is one race incident between Piastri and Norris. They take each other out. Verstappen goes on for the win. And Verstappen, if he gets some pace, he's back in the game and he can just pick away at the points every round, round by round by round by round. Like Norris was doing last year, right? If you remember, Norris was picking away at him. But unfortunately, Verstappen picked up too much. And it was too late, day late, dollar short. So this time, Verstappen has a little bit of time on his hands, a couple of rounds in his hands. So, Norris and Piastri. So far, they're the title favourites. Let's cut the crap. Of course they are. Fast, they're confident, but are they ready to win? Are they ready to win a championship? Will they be able to face this pressure? Now, they're not at that stage yet, but something tells me this is going to go down to the wire. And if Max is not in the game, if he's not, I'm saying, it's going to be extremely interesting to see how these two boys show up on the day. Lewis Hamilton, well, he was back in form at the start when he won that sprint race a few rounds ago. But, you know, guys, he's hungry for redemption. No two ways about it. He loves this track. Let's not forget a couple of wins he's had here. It was first win, in fact. You know, he knows how to dance with the walls. He's quite fast around here. You got to give him that. Now, Leclerc, his teammate, you never know. That's the problem and the thrill. He could win it. He could bin it. That's the kind of the Ferrari DNA at the moment. Now, Canada, tires, timing, and transition. This is what this is all about. Monaco is all about grip evolution. The track starts green, no grip, you slide, you sweat. But by qualifying 3, that tarmac is sticky and it's fast. And you miss the window by 30 seconds, you're P7 instead of P2, lads. Or you're in that wall of champions. And undercuts, they can work here. That's the nice thing about Canada. So do bold overcuts. And if you've got tire discipline, this can work. One safety car, one gust of wind in that hairpin, one missed braking point at turn 1, and it's chaos. Everything leads to this, the casino hairpin. There's no two ways about it. This is where the lap is made. This is where champions can separate themselves. Now, I'm on about mainly qualifying, guys. Now, the wall of champions, that's more just like you're screwed if you get it wrong. And so many champions over the years have got it wrong on that wall. It is insane. You know, at that casino hairpin, you want to pass, you got to risk it to a degree. You want to hold the position, you got to dance that throttle like your life depends on it. Because then the DRS opens and you're storming down that back straight into that final chicane. And here's the kicker, like we said, that last chicane bites, man. It's waiting for you. It doesn't care about hype, history, or titles at all. This isn't just a race. This is a statement opportunity. Who shows up in Montreal says a lot about who can close the season. I think we could see a Verstappen masterclass. We could see a Verstappen masterclass and Norris and Piastri ending up with stones in their shoes. We could see a chaos. We could see heartbreak. But no matter what, the winner of this race walks away with momentum, confidence, and one message to the rest of the grid. You better keep up, boyos. What happens here lingers, lads. It changes how teams upgrade, it shifts how drivers approach pressure, and it confirms which cars have rhythm across very different terrains. Canada is a test of character, a test who passes it starts smelling the silverware. And here we are, Montreal, June. The water glistens, the crowd roars, the engines scream, and we are officially in the part of the season where every session matters, every lap counts. There's no hiding, there's no backing off. Now, there's no we'll get him the next time. None of them can afford this. This is the great escape of the champion fight. For some, it's launchpad. For others, it's the beginning of the end. So whether you're a Max fan, McLaren believer, a Ferrari romantic, or just someone who appreciates the art of racing, the Canadian Grand Prix 2025 is a must watch. And I think it's going to get damn spicy. Oh, and one more thing. Look out for the rain.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front with the 5th all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter Walsh.